in and work together. Makebi, on the other hand, has branded Brian Mundubule as a prodigal, and asked him to come back home. I mean, this is a reason why I'm saying unity is far-fetched in opposition, really.
Yeah.
What's your thought on the fact that
I must say that if my younger brother Makebi has branded Brian as a prodigal son, it is a remark that I take as a very unfortunate remark. And I mean that. Because from the time that we started the project of Brian being the president of the Patriotic Front back in 2022, I think me and Makebi and others have been speaking the same language. We have fronted Brian, we have supported Brian, and we've run with Brian. Of course, people change their minds. And for me, I would respect that Makebi may have changed his mind and decided he's going to put himself in the contest as well. I must let you know, and I think I've said this before on this radio station, that even I have been, prodded to front myself as one of the guys who should present himself as leader for the Patriotic Front. But you see, realizing the engagements I've been having, even with the late President, Mr. Edgar Lungu, on how the future of the party must be. Some engagements which we had in the presence of even some of the most senior members of the Patriotic Front, I came to the realization that this is not time for us to take self-serving interests and putting them in front of everything that we are doing. But even when you hear that Makebi is branding Brian as, a prodigal son, look, the first thing you want to do is, Jesus was using parables to teach wisdom. Okay, when he talked about the story of the prodigal son, he taught wisdom. And the prodigal son had a parent to go back to. Okay, to ask Brian to come back to the fold as a prodigal son, where is he going to come back to? Unfortunately, we have allowed the Patriotic Front to collapse. But this is a story for another day. We were supporting the acting president, up until the time we realized, okay, we are not taking ourselves in a direction that's supposed to be taken. And speaking for myself, I tried as much as possible to sit with the acting president and counsel him, including suggesting to him that some of the decisions that he has taken are not supported by the constitution. And if he can, to help to lead the party, he should reverse some of those decisions. It was within his mandate to agree with my counsel or not to agree with my counsel. From what I was able to establish, he didn't agree with my counsel. Okay? But members of parliament decided we need to support somebody who can lead this movement forward. And that's why we put our support behind Brian Mundubule. Brian Mundubule, to be honest with you, has been leading the initiative of making sure that we bring everybody on board and bring ourselves under the same umbrella of Tonse Alliance. Okay, even when we had difficulties in getting the PF continue to lead Tonse Alliance, he participated in an initiative that made sure that we recreated the leadership in the Tonse Alliance without losing the steam that ECL had put in the Tonse Alliance. Because remember the initiative of Tonse Alliance, I think my younger brother, Dr. Zumani, has explained it thoroughly. And Zumani and I, most of the times used to find ourselves at the side of Edgar Lungu when he was crafting Tonse Alliance. I was providing legal opinions on how we can proceed. Zuman was providing political opinions on how we can proceed. What resulted was actually the workings of what Zumani had done. Sean also had his own part. But where we have reached is a stage where the only thing that works is unity. And when you hear my younger brother Makebi, branding Brian as prodigal and asking him to come back to the fold, you begin to feel very uncomfortable and unfortunate, because Brian, I can tell you, it was the major consultant that Brian has in the Tonse Alliance. And I must say this for the public to know, is myself. The role I play in Tonse is to be the number one consultant that Brian Mundubule has on the steps we're going to take. In that regard, he even discloses to me everybody that is been engaging. I know all the people that Brian has been speaking to, locally and even internationally, to try and build up this Tonse initiative. And Makebi and Brian have engaged. They have spoken to each other. What has been discussed, I can't divulge, because for me it was given to me in confidence. But I can speak for the public to hear that at least they have been having meetings. They've been speaking to each other. So it came as a surprise to me that Makebi could brand Brian as prodigal and ask that he comes back to the fold. It is a very unfortunate remark to make, even when the people are expecting it to build one unified opposition. And by extension, I can talk about what other people have said. You heard what Kevin Fobe said about Brian.